Minecraft Hardcore, a difficulty that pushes you to your limits, where death is permanent, causing the player to play cautiously or risk losing it all. Many have made a hardcore world, and many have failed, but for the few who manage to get comfortable, gaining items and enchantments that make them near immortal, this mode becomes a sandbox. From giant bases to automation or even huge statues, these builds show that even in the game's hardest difficulty, Minecraft is still a game of creativity, a game that allows you to do whatever your heart desires. This is something that I myself have always been interested in, and now having achieved those items, I can now make my dreams come true. If only there wasn't fucking mountains everywhere! Today in my Minecraft hardcore world, I've decided to expand a little bit. You see, I have quite a lot of stuff done, but almost everything is grind-wise, for progression, not for, like to look stuff. This is a basic-ass house, a basic-ass farm. Everything else is just like automated iron farm, automated villager farm, a shulker farm. It's all farms. So, I want to build stuff. The problem that you might notice, is I just have a lot of mountains around me. There's kind of this little plain area here, but even it is surrounded by mountains. And my house is right next to the giant mountain. So what I want to do for today is get rid of this mountain. And that's basically what we're going to do. To start, I think I want to get a beacon, which I also need a grind for, because I don't have any wither skulls. So yeah, we shall get started with that. Wait for it to explode, and it should be stuff if I get it right.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Nope. Let's skip through a bit. I wanted to talk a bit while you watch me struggle to make a full beacon. I originally wanted to put everything I did in this video, and I have footage of it, but as you'll see, I just couldn't. I even had to cut a lot out of the time-lapse that will start here soon. You know, the time-lapse that is the entire project of this video. It basically is the video. These are all things I had to cut, because otherwise the video would be 2 hours long, maybe longer. Just the time-lapse alone would be an hour long. If you want the full time-lapse with no edits, then I'll post it as full length if enough people ask. But I at least wanted to tell you why you aren't seeing stuff like hunting for the wizard skulls, getting the multiple beacons I needed, or how many times I went to my XP farm to repair my tools. So with that out of the way, let's get to the time-lapse. I want to explain some of what's going on as this time-lapse goes on. Starting off, you might notice I didn't have my beacon fully set up, and at that time I didn't know I would end up needing 4 beacons. I was incredibly naive going into this project. Even without the beacon at its full potential, I remember thinking that this would only take me a few days. I built several big builds in Minecraft, from statues to full arenas. But I didn't realize that destroying something take so much longer than building. Once I got the beacon set up properly, I started to find my groove. I started to realize that using one pickaxe would be a bad idea because I'd have to go back and forth for my XP farm all the time. I started to slowly increase the number of pickaxes that I had, creating new pickaxes along the way. I started with just one netherite pickaxe and ended with 7 more diamond pickaxes alongside it and 1 more shovel. I easily broke 7 pickaxes just by not paying enough attention as I was going. I struggled with placing the beacons in the correct place for a while. I ended up moving them 3 or 4 times. I eventually decided to finally do the math and see exactly where I needed to place them. From there I decided to place them at the Y level 71, which is the level I was digging down to. And that way I never had to move them again, and I would never have to worry about floating beacons. This actually paid off in the end, and is one of the coolest moments was uncovering these beacons that I placed down there from the very beginning. This is where my original perception started to fall apart, but I was still pretty naive. I now believe that this project would take me about a week or 2. I was having fun. I was excited to work on this project every day. I would even show my friends progress of what I've done so far. At this point, there was no turning back, but at this time, I didn't want to. Finally, the boredom hit me. What was once fun started to become a chore, each layer getting bigger and bigger, and my will to go on getting weaker and weaker. I started to push off working on this. Some days I wouldn't even touch Minecraft. It had stopped being fun. My only way to get through it was by putting videos on in the background, zoning out while mining, breaking pickaxes in the process. This is the only time I ever remember Minecraft feeling like a chore. But regardless, I knew I had to push through and get to the end. Let's take a break. I lost the audio for this clip, but I wanted to include it anyway. This moment was the moment where I finally realized how big this project was and how much work I had done. At this point, I was only 30 Y levels away from being done, and considering I was mining layers in batches of 3 Y levels at a time, that meant I only had 10 more layers to go. I could have easily stopped here. It was a big enough area for what I want to do, and honestly, part of me wanted to stop, but I knew I couldn't. I had already set out on my mission, and so I had to finish it. Now, I'm not going to show the next 9 layers because this video is already long enough, but I will play the last layer in its entirety. The only thing I have edited out is my trip to the XP farm in between. Keep in mind, this is sped up as fast as I can without the footage becoming unwatchable. So without further ado, here it is, the last layer. And finally, here we are. The end of this project. An entirely flat area for me to work on. I still have a little bit of work like landscaping, but I don't exactly know how I want the edges of this to line up. So I'm gonna do that until after I build the base. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a project that I thought would take me a long time, and a month later, here we are. This is as of recording this, this is by far the biggest project I've ever done. And it's the most boring to look at. You know, there's just no way around it. I built a statue of Chainsaw Man. I built a statue of an astronaut split in half. I built an arena to have PvP tournaments on a server. And then I removed the mountain. So yeah. This took so long. As of recording this, I think it's been 2 months since I started this project. About maybe 2.5 months since I started. And it's just surreal. It's so nice being able to walk out of my house and seeing everything. And the coolest part, all of these chests are from the ores that I got. Realistically, there's probably another double chest full in the iron and coal that I used to set these beacons up. So, we did it. It's gone. Used to be a huge mountain, was a huge village. And the village is not even here anymore. Yeah. That's that. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please hit the like and subscribe button. It would mean a lot. This is one of the most intensive videos I've ever made. And it would mean a lot. I do plan on making a video on the base. As of now, I have not really started working on it, but I'll give you a hint of what I'm thinking on. I'm thinking something alien-like, possibly some big alien pod that goes up pretty high. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye-bye.